My name is Rachael Henderson, and I am a musician actively gigging with the Blue Lane. I play bass and I sing, and I also have 2 kids. My connection with mental illness started back when I was a child. I had my own fair share of misfortunes and experienced my own bad things and good things. And I think a big role that it's played in my life is just not really realizing that I wasn't coping well with anything. Even the good sometimes I couldn't cope with. And so the past couple of years I've really been kind of allowing things to bubble to the surface and trying to take the lessons and the little kernels of truth within them and see what is there for me to grow from. And I think that was one of the biggest problems for me when I was younger, is I didn't even really think about that stuff, and I just kind of added things to the pile and kept sweeping things under the rug. So for me, mental illness has been something that, it was creeping around. I didn't even know it was happening, but it's only something that I've started to really sort through in the past 5 years of my life and really kind of come to terms with how to deal with my own mental illness. For me, I'm a musician, I'm an artist, I compose, I write. Writing is a huge thing for me, even down to the lyrics. And poetry has been a huge part of my life, and sometimes I'll write and it doesn't even make sense to me, but I always say better out than in, and I think that that's definitely something that is important. Even for people who aren't artists or musicians or writing or anything, is that if you are having a hard time, then it's better to communicate about it. It's better to do what you can to try to self-care, and self-care looks different for everybody. And you know, for myself, like if I have a bad day, I have to go to bed and really like force myself to take care of myself, force myself to brush my hair, brush my teeth, have a shower, do whatever it is, play the guitar. Whatever it is, I think you should find something that can try to bring that light back into your heart, because it's still there even if you're feeling down, and you'll come back to it eventually, and you have to remind yourself of that. For me, it's really important to support mental health initiatives and communicate and advocate. I'm kind of at the point in my life where I'm realizing that the more people talking about this, the more normalized it's going to be. And I think that a lot of the reason people don't want to talk about this kind of stuff is because people are a bit afraid to, because it's been stigmatized the way that it has. And so I think that any way that we can get the word out, any way that we can make noise and say it's okay to be mentally ill, it's okay to be down sometimes, I think the more people that talk about this kind of thing, the better. And I know for myself, I always want to give back, and ever since kind of working through my own stuff, I realized how important it is to use our own gifts and whatever we have to try to give back in any way we can. So I know for us as a band, like mental illness, mental health, all that stuff, it needs to be talked about, and I think that anybody that advocates for it is a good thing. So we thought that pairing our Skyland Saga release with the Canadian Mental Health Association grand opening would be a really great way to kind of make a splash and just call attention to mental health and mental illness, and try to normalize it, and also draw the correlation between art and how vital it is to our mental health. It's a way for us to connect. You know, I write a sad song, well, you may listen to it and be like, wow, I have had all those feelings and I had no way to connect with anybody about it, or I didn't know that I was not the only one. And I think that sometimes maybe art gets a bad reputation for whatever reasons, and you know, so be it. But I think one of the biggest things is that we need to recognize that proper mental health often incorporates a lot of art and a lot of music and just coping. Art is a huge part for coping and just connecting. And so I think that by pairing our event with the grand opening of this new CMHA building is a great way to just get the word out there and just normalize the entire thing. You can always blink and let it pass you by.